house. I just realized Mike's duffel bag is still back there. We're gonna leave it. This is me picking my battles. Okay, several of you guys have asked so many times lately, what am I using? Like, what is my everyday carry? This is it. My everyday carry changed recently from my Malden, which I adore. I adore. Upside is it's not like, you know, it's not getting used. It gets used heavily. This has kind of become, you know, a lot of people use a larger planner, like an A5 especially, or like a half letter, you know, Moleskine Cahier size, like wide notebook, Fodori size notebook on their desk, and it just stays there. That's what this is. There's between work stuff and some of the clinic stuff, being on the rings, that stuff is huge for me to be on the rings. Just the way I work doesn't mean that would work for everybody else. It's just my brain. I really like having certain things on the rings. So that's what this is for. This pretty much stays on my desk. Because, well, or toted around, you know, if I'm wanting to get some quiet, so I kind of haul all my stuff to the bedroom and close the door and work, obviously this comes with me then. It's not like it's pinned to the desk. But we're kind of getting into that time of year again where, just like last year, I found myself not wanting to carry this with me. It's just that little bit much bigger that carrying it with me was starting to get to me. Plus, the work stuff, that research project and the clinic stuff was just sucking up a lot of space in here. So it just made sense to kind of pull out my daily stuff. I still have my project planning stuff in here. You know how I schedule them, those version carry inserts from DIY Fish, those still live in here too. I basically pulled out things that I absolutely know that I want or need to have with me so that I will always take my planner with me. That was where that pint-sized planning video came from. I think it was probably last March, was this time of year. It does this to me where I'll just stop carrying my planner out of the house with me if it's not super convenient. And that's a dumb thing to do. So I went back into a pocket size. This is from Chic Sparrow. It is a pocket American Dream in London Fog. Now please note, okay, if you look at it, see all the wrinkles and stuff? I did that, okay? If you get an American Dream notebook, it's gonna come super smooth. Kind of, if you can see, I'm trying to move it so the light shines differently. See how nice and smooth this corner is? I tried to leave it so I had something to compare it to, because honestly, you guys, this came, I took it out of the package. I let it warm up a little bit because it was super, super cold when it came, and then I kind of started rolling it and playing with it because it's just one of those things that I love. So I wanted to leave some a little bit, plus the stitching around the corner, I'm always super careful with that, so I didn't really roll this too much, but I wanted you to have something to compare it to. I hope that helps. I will flip the camera around so you don't have to have this wonderful close-up of my face for too long. So it comes smooth, but see, I rolled the dickens out of it because I like texture on my leather, totally personal preference. Okay, I love this color. Oh my goodness. I love this color. So I will show you what I have going on in here. I'm sorry, the charms are very noisy. Several people had asked too about the charms on Facebook and on Instagram. It's actually 3 charms that I have hanging on one one like lobster clasp. The little flower one is from Annika Hanby. I've had that for a while. She was so sweet to send that to me quite a little while ago now. Hi, Annika. Actually, I have some folders coming from Annika too that I'll show you when they come. The little snowflake and the little heart that says mom on it were gifts from Jack. So I put them all together on here because I'll always have it with me. So let me flip the camera around. Like I said, not a lot of like project planning, project lists, all that kind of stuff, not in here. That's all in here because I need that stuff when I'm home. I don't have anybody in elementary school this year, which it's school year's half over and I still haven't wrapped my head around that yet. So I'm not spending a lot of time running back and forth on a separate school schedule. I mean, except for our oldest who is in college, but he's going to college locally. So, you know, it's cheaper to stay home and go to college than it is to go and pay for dorm. So he's staying here. I mean, he's the only one who has a different schedule. Everybody else is on the same school schedule because there's nobody in elementary school this year. So I'm not spending as much time working in the van. If I was, believe me, this would still be going in my tote bag because I always had like, you know, a mobile office. I'm one of those people. I'm the kind of person who likes to have all my stuff with me. But if I'm going to the grocery store and back, I don't need my project lists. I don't need the research project stuff. I don't need the clinic stuff. What I need is what's in here. So let me flip the camera around and show this to you guys. Okay, thank you so much. Bye-bye. Okay guys, so here is what I am doing for like my everyday carry out of the house. my wallet and my planner are in here right now. Now, is it all of my planner stuff? No, like I said before, my project planning, project scheduling, all that stuff, that's all in here, okay? That works well in here for me, so I leave it in here. What I have in here is what I feel I need when I leave the house so that I don't mess up my planning routine, okay? So if you open it up, and here you might be able to see a little bit better. See all this texture, I did that, okay? I really wanna make that clear. I don't want anybody to order, you know, this particular leather and expect it to come looking like this. Jennifer pointed out it looks a lot like a Gemini. Once you've rolled the dickens out of it like this, see how it's very smooth up here? That's how it comes, okay? Very smooth leather, the American Dream. And I added all of this texture myself, and then some of it's from, like, you know, the rolling it by the pen loop. But this is my first notebook in this leather from Chic Sparrow, so I kind of wanted to play with it and see, you know, see how it went. So pocket size, okay, so it's 3.5 by 5.5 size inserts. So your field notes, your smaller Moleskine cahiers, that kind of thing will fit in here. First thing, I do not have my cards up here. I did change the order around in here. If you watched my getting started video, you'll see that, you know, I was kind of feeling the need to change things up a little bit. Not so much in my process, but in the way that I had things set up to make it more convenient for use. So I didn't put my cards up here because I was noticing I have enough inserts in here that it was kind of banging up against here. It's not a problem I've ever had before, but I do know I have like a thicker journal insert in the back, and I think that's kind of pushing everything this way a little bit, so my cards were really close and it was getting kind of hard to close. So I do keep, you know, stuff up here every once in a while, but otherwise, like my debit card, my license, that's all in this larger back pocket, okay? And then my first insert is just a field notes notebook. That the cover had gotten a little beaten up, so I took the cover off. These clear pieces are from Michaels. They're by the like cardstock in there, and I want to say I have a couple different ones. A couple of them are from Recollections, and I honestly can't remember the name of the other company, but they were all together at Michaels in the cardstock aisle. And then this is just a Project Life card that I cut down a little bit to be 3.5 by 5.5. Post-it notes, I keep post-it notes on the front and back of this. Let me get this pen off of here. Notebook does come with one pen loop, and then you guys know that I like my color coding, so that I can have the different colors with me. I carry 2 of them usually. So I just had that clip to a binder clip. And these post-it notes as well. These came from Target, but not from the Dollar Spot. I'm sure y'all know sometimes the Dollar Spot post-its really don't like to stick, and I don't like carrying my extra adhesive roller with me, like I never do. These are back in the office supply section. I found these hanging on an end cap, and they're so cute, and they stick. So I have those on there, and then this is just vellum that I put around because the cover on my field notes was getting kind of beaten up, so I took the cover off, and this was just an extra piece of cardstock that I had laying around, so I wrapped it around there, and it was nice and plain. Rather than decorating it, I had this vellum that I really liked, so I cut that to size. That's from a book of Tim Holtz vellum stuff, and it's kind of textured. It's really cool. First notebook is just kind of random lists of stuff. So I have in here the last couple years worth of books that I read, and then the start of this year's list. I left a couple pages for that. I've been listening to the podcast Serial, so I made a list because I will forget where I am. I won't listen for, you know, like maybe a week or two, and then the order will be all messed up and I'll forget where I was. So I just made quick lists so I could keep track of where I was. And then my big, like, this is stuff that needs to be done fairly soon, maybe not right this week, but probably within the next, you know, week to a month. That's what this is. So that's all I have in there. It's just a field notes notebook. It's just kind of random lists and stuff. No project lists, no YouTube lists, none of that stuff. That's all in the Malden. And then I have the little zipper pouch. You guys have seen this before. I just stuck this back in here last night, actually. I've just got some book darts, some tiny little Tim Holtz paper clips. I have a free drink coming from Dunkin' Donuts. They built a Dunkin' Donuts right by our house, you guys. Like, coffee. Like, really good. I love their coffee. Extra cream, extra sugar. Oh my gosh. So, just some pictures. We need to get family pictures taken again. That's from, like, oh gosh, will that be 2 years old this July? But at any rate, I think that's when we got those done. Again, another piece of that plastic. This is also a couple of journaling cards. And these, to kind of wrap around and make a dashboard like that, I just put, I think getting this one out might be a little bit easier. I just used tape. I don't know if you guys can see that. See that? There's the back journaling card. Here's the front one. I just lay them next to each other on my desk. If I know what I'm going to put in between them, you know, like the size of the insert roughly, I'll leave them a little bit further apart or a little bit closer together, because if obviously it's a thicker insert that you're putting kind of sandwiching in between those, you want these to be further apart to accommodate that spine. So that's all that is. It's nothing fancy, you guys. Cardstock or journaling cards and tape. And then this insert, oh my goodness, I love this insert, you guys. I love this insert so, so much. And I first saw it on Little Raven Ink's YouTube channel. So if you go watch Courtney's YouTube channel, she's amazing. Hi, Courtney. She's absolutely amazing. And she had the larger version. I believe she had the one that goes in the narrow or the standard size. I'm sorry. Traveler's Notebook. This is from Pause Plan Create on Etsy. Pause as in animal paws. PAWSPLANCREATE. I will put the link down below. This is Traveler's Notebook insert. She has, if I'm remembering correctly, there are 2 different types, okay? And I have the one that is, for the week portion at least, week on one side, grid on the other, okay? I really like that weekly layout. There is also one that is, I'm trying to remember now. You know what? I won't say because now I'm having brain scramble and I can't remember. But they're available in standard size, personal size, and this one is newly available in this field note size. I sized this down myself, and then emailed her and asked if it was okay if I showed you guys. So please go check out Pause Plan Create on Etsy. What I love about this insert, here comes Lamb, just so you know. What I love about this insert is it's everything all together. Does it sound funny when you plug your ears and talk? What's so cool about this insert is it's kind of an all-in-one for your notebook. So rather than having multiple notebooks for these things, it's all in one notebook. So for each month you have the beginning of the month, some quotes, which I freaking love. I absolutely love that. An overview for the month. So, you know, a quote for the month, what you're reading, what your goals are, what you need to look up maybe on Google, any deadlines, any birthdays, any events, things you want, things you need. I love the layout of this. And then this page is just random notes, you know, doodling, whatever you want it for. Okay, next page is a finance page. So your total income, your total expenses, your total savings, any of your fixed expenses, any of your variable expenses. And then this side is an online shopping tracker. So this side, I don't do a ton of shopping stuff online. Like if we order something, we go through spurts. Like when the kids need stuff, you know, we'll get on Amazon, depending on if we can get it here locally or not. So, you know, there might be stuff that, you know, but I don't keep track of it very often. It's generally in an app on my phone. This page is very handy for me though for the clinic, so that I can see what is coming in and what is going out with Mike at the clinic. So that is what I've been using that page for. And then there is your month on 2 pages, plenty of room on the side for notes. I like the size of the boxes. For me, they're just right. And I can show you on January's actually, if I don't have them clipped together. Look at that, it's just the right size. These stickers are from, where are these from? I'm having a total brain cramp right now. Oh my goodness, I will put in the description box where these are from because my brain just went blank. But I have no problem, but like I said, my handwriting is fairly small, so doing this in this size, I don't have a problem. If you write really, really big, it might get to you. Totally a personal preference thing. I can't believe I can't remember where those stickers are from. That is terrible. It's gonna drive me crazy. I'll put the link down below for everything, you guys. And then after the month, your weeks start. So you've got a week on one page and graph paper for notes pertaining to that week on the next page. And each booklet has 3 months in it. So this booklet is January, February, and March. And I love it. I absolutely, absolutely love it. She has done a wonderful job. So sweet to talk to on Etsy when I messenger and just asked like, hey, I did this. I wanted to show it to you. I will not make a video about it if you don't want to because I did fiddle with the sizing. And we had the best conversation. She's a complete doll. You know, asked how it looked. I sent her some pictures and now this size is available as like field notes 3.5 by 5.5 in her shop. Okay. So that's the back half of the pocket. And then this one is my daily, and this has pretty much been bullet journal style. It's just grid paper that I cut to size. You guys know me, I didn't bind it or anything. I just stuck it under the elastic, some cardstock for a cover, and I just have to be careful because there's stuff in here. Okay, so this is all I've been doing. And I actually, yeah, I stuck some more pages in here. So I've got this week and last week, like blank pages in between because I stuck some extra graph paper in here. I'm gonna have to fix that. So anyway, here's all I've been doing. It's basically just bullet journal, kind of listing along what needs to be done, looking at it the night before and figuring it out. Am I okay to do this? Yeah, I'm okay to do this. So that's all I've been doing for my dailies. You know, I have my month and my week here, you know, and I kind of keep a running task list for the week here. Anything that's project related goes up here, and then my days go here, and stuff I have flagged is stuff that there's something on these pages that I either want to note someplace else, and I'm pretty sure for here, let me look at it. Yeah, for here it was this quote and this that I didn't get done yet because I'd obviously moved on. Now, this was a Friday. Let's say I got that task done by like the following Tuesday or Sunday or whatever the case may be. I tend to not rewrite those. As long as I'm still on this spread, I'll still see that I have an open task. So I'm not constantly rewriting stuff every day. Once I move beyond that page, if that still isn't done, I'll usually stick it on here. You know, please try to get it done this week. If I know it's something that I'm not going to get to for a couple of weeks, then it goes on that list up here on that kind of big list. Okay, so that's how I keep track of those tasks that kind of stay open. So that's all that is. It is really plain. Here is folder from Annika Hanby. I have another set of folders coming from her, so I'll show you guys those when they come. This is the 4-pocket. Hands down, Annika is the queen of the Traveler's Notebook folders. And I know there have been several that I haven't tried. I've seen more and more shops pop up online, but Annika's are so good that that's what I find something I really like and really works for me, and I tend to just stick to it. I'm kind of a creature of habit. So back here, oh, you guys, I love this insert too. This is a year. This is all of 2016. This is from Marsha Bermucci on Etsy, and it is a month on 2 pages horizontal. What I like about this is all forward planning for me. So when we are places like the dentist office, I can, you know, if the kids go, like the older kids go by themselves for the most part. So if they schedule something, they can bring me the card and I'll know that, you know, maybe I need to remind them as it's getting closer, or I'll need to, like Clayton, I'll have to call him into school. Actually, no, he'll be out by then. But that's all this is forward planning. And the nice thing about this, I know I can already hear several of you guys, and I get it. Let me cover this side up. A lot of people will say, but the lines are so small. Again, I write small and I use a very fine nib on my pen. Okay, so personally, I like it. I like that it's very compact. I did separate out these 2 lines. These 2 vertical lines usually are not here. I just took a ruler and drew them in. So I had one section for hockey and one section for the boys. Just the little symbols that I use to keep track of home and away games and when I have kids where. And and then the schedule goes here. I can fit more because it goes, let me give you a blank month. Because the line for each day goes across both pages, I can fit more in that than I can in a calendar box. And it's forward planning because the booklets from Pause, Plan, Create are 3 months. That's great. I don't want my whole year's worth of this stuff in here. That's just me. 3 months at a time is perfect for me. Even up to 6 months at a time, depending on the layout, is perfect for me. The beauty of this is it's all together. You have your goals, your finances, your online tracking, you know, for shopping or whatever, your month and your weeks and notes. It's all in one booklet for 3 months. The beauty of this is I can get a lot on one day. We've got another boy graduating this year. We got my parents coming this year. We're hoping to plan a vacation, but I don't know if it's ever going to happen. So having the extra space for forward planning to write out is awesome. The other thing that is awesome is if I wasn't keeping track of any kind of finances in the booklet from Pause, Plan, Create from Haley, I can do that on this page over here. And I did actually give it just a trial run for January because these are days that are already passed. You know, if there's appointments on this side and finances on this side, there's enough room here to do that. You know, and if it bothered you that the dates were all the way over here and you were putting in for over here, you know, write the dates in on this side. But I have a whole entire line for one day, and I can get more in that than I can in a calendar box. And then as, you know, as February comes, I already have my February book in here. So I can take a look at the February book back here and go, okay, what is coming up? Take it from here, transfer it to here if I want. Because on here, I do prefer having like the bills, the repeating stuff, like when Clayton has Key Club, when Hunter has student council, you know, when he's doing concessions for basketball games, that kind of thing. So this is a month on 2 pages for 2016 from Marsha Bermucci. Again, I'll link it down below. And then that's the back of the folder from Annika. And then the last one is just a journal. It's a journal. took some ideas from, oh, my brain is terrible today, from Sarah Jean. Hi, Sarah Jean, from Willow Muck here on YouTube. She did a great video about journaling and how nice it can be to set up some pages in advance. So dude, seriously, like, I'm so not an artist, but I just got out the watercolors and slapped some color on a bunch of pages in advance. I had some stickers that I liked, so I stuck those on there. And then these are ready. And if I want to alter them, I mean, it's all watercolor. If I want to put some more water on here and, you know, make a better wash, I can. But I have several pages all set up. If I don't do this in advance, I won't take the time to, I never have big enough chunks of time to be able to sit down, get the watercolors out, decorate a page all nicely, let it dry, sit and write. I like having a couple pages ready, so if I want to write, I can just freaking write and be done with it. Now, this is different than my daily log. If you watched my getting started video, I talked about my daily log. I am going to do a video on that. That I've been doing, you can do it a couple different ways. I'll show you a couple different ways that I found. Totally not my idea, the daily log thing. I will, when I do that video, I'll show you guys all kinds of places where you can find information about that. But that is more, you know, my thoughts on things. If I'm watching something or reading something and I had some thoughts on it that I wanted to remember, you know, little quotes and sayings, things, it's that kind of journaling. But I do like having it with me, because sometimes that stuff, you know, I'll find myself with 15 minutes or whatever that I didn't expect to have, that I have to wait for somebody or whatever. And it's kind of a nice way to spend 15 minutes that keeps me from always working in those little windows of time. And there's nothing wrong with taking those stolen moments and working. But that is one of my things this year, is I have got to make more time to do things that relax my brain. And definitely journaling like that is something that absolutely relaxes my brain. I have struggled with my health since last July. And it really took me until like the holidays to figure out that it's because I never ever let my brain stop as far as working is concerned. Even when I read, like, I read a lot, but I've been reading since I was 3-4 years old. So I read quickly, and I've been fighting insomnia, so I read a lot overnight. So while I do read a lot, it's not always relaxing, because it's usually like I'm trying to get to sleep, or so having something a little bit creative in a little bit different outlet that I'm not used to. You know, if you guys are struggling with anything like that, if you're feeling like your creativity is ebbing, whatever your creative outlet is, maybe you write code and that's creative. You know, maybe you paint, that's creative. Maybe you write poetry, that's creative. You know, maybe you design web pages, that's creative. You know, whatever you do that's creative, if you feel like it's kind of ebbing a little bit and wanting, because that's what I found. I was really struggling creatively. I'm getting it back now. Try something you've never tried before and just see what's going to happen. Is my journaling beautiful, and is everybody going to just love it? No. Can I care if everybody's going to love it? No, because it's for me. It's not for everybody. You see what I'm saying? So totally unrelated to the everyday carry, but that's why the journal is in my everyday carry. It kind of reminds me to take a tiny bit of time and do that, and kind of clear the decks, so to speak. So that is it, you guys. That is my everyday carry. I hope you guys are doing well. I've loved seeing everybody's 2016 videos showing what they're starting the year out with. Will I stay in a pocket size all year? Probably not. Will I stay in a traveler's notebook all year? I don't know. This is what's working for me right now. So like I said in my getting started video, the whole idea is the process. If you have a good system and a good process, you can change stuff out like this to whatever's suiting your needs at the time. Carrying this around right now at the size that it's at, it's not a ton bigger. Don't get me wrong. It's not a ton bigger, but it is just enough that it was becoming inconvenient to carry around right now for what we have going on right now. This is way more convenient for me. So if you guys have questions or anything, give me a holler and let me know. Okay? Thanks so much. Bye-bye.